Back in the saddle.
Yep.
Back doing podcasts.
Yeah.
It is July 3rd. We are live from Highland Park. And I'm really excited for the... Are you excited for the 4th of July parade?
I'm so excited for the 4th of July parade here in Highland Park.
I think it's going to be...
Illinois.
Dude, I think it's going to be the best one yet.
It probably is.
It's going to be the best one yet.
It's going to be popping off.
And I don't think it's going to go off without a hitch.
I think there'll be no problems.
I think everyone's going to get along.
It'll be one for the books.
It is definitely July 3rd. This is pre-recorded. And we... Look at the name of the show, folks. Look at the name of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unfiltered and Offensive. I have my... Would you introduce yourself?
Yeah,
I'm so glad to be doing this show. No, dude, what is it? Episode 40.
40.
From, been doing this, 17 years?
Yeah.
Episode 40. Okay. Yeah, I'm hanging it up, man. Not completely. Hanging up podcasting and comedy for a little while.
Putting the jersey in the rafters.
Yeah, I'm doing, but I am going to do like a Michael Jordan, retirement. I'm going to retire and then come back like worse and bloated and have a crippling gambling debt. And then gonna play for just a shit team. But no, it is not July 3rd. We are not at Highland Park.
What?
No, dude, fuck, man. I'm glad. Like, I feel like this is like the best time to quit comedy in Wilmington. 'Cause I started at a fun time pre-pandemic, 2019, when people were psychotic in a good way.
Yeah.
And I feel like now I'm like walking away for a little bit from comedy at a good time too, because it has gotten gay.
Yeah.
Comedy is fucking dumb and stupid and gay.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Dude, it's an actual quote from... This is how I knew that Wilmington comedy was fucking doomed. I met at the comedy club last week, and I hear someone, like, we're all like huddled at the comics table is the saddest thing ever. And it's, someone, like, everyone had their notepads out,
Yeah.
in the writer's room, in the boardroom. But I heard someone say, unironically, so what are we not allowed to say this week? It's unironically. So what are we not allowed to say this week? Being dead serious, like on the edge of her seat, like waiting, like at an open mic. Dude, everyone in comedy is gay.
They are.
Are the complete, and who, do you know what's, this is actually really funny. There's a select few of comics in Wilmington that aren't complete faggots, and one of them happens to be Ellie Goldman.
Who's gay?
Is one of the few who's not a complete fucking faggot.
Yeah.
In comedy. You know what I mean? She's gonna say what she's gonna, and that's what makes her so fucking good.
It's a place where even the men are women.
Yeah. The only toxic masculinity in that place is from women. But it's true, yeah, like fucking, like, I've seen male comics, like, weeping openly. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I think I'm just doing a hard transition. I just had to fucking speak that piece.
Go for it.
Yeah, fucking traveling out of town to come here to do 3 minutes and have a soft set. But, what's the most important thing at Dead Crow is friends and family. Dude, that's right, I've turned 30 since we did an episode last.
You're right, yeah.
Jesus
It's been a minute.
Christ. I'm 30 years old, so that means I have everything figured out.
I mean, you do.
It is funny.
Derek Sutton's on the way.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I am having another version of me, which is very funny. Which is especially like white guy stock isn't the highest right now, so you know I'm gonna double down and buy the dip.
I was gonna say buy the dip.
Buy the dip and make another one. It's the market's gonna rebound. The market will rebound. You know, the cargo shorts industry can't fail, so they need us.
You mean cargo bridges?
Cargo bridge, yeah. The only cargo they're carrying is an EBT card and a fucking prescription of opiates. That's the only cargo they're toting.
In that case, yeah.
Fucking boomers, dude. Oh my god. Fucking want it all.
Well, they're like the fucking, oh my gosh, they're like the millennials. They're just as entitled, but they believe that they have
Had no adversity.
have had no adversity.
And had a fucking party for the last 40 years.
They've both been partying their whole lives, living in adult daycare, and now they're looking down on them because
Woodstock is over for all of them. You know, they had to get, this is fucked up. Yeah, when they were like 18, you know, the fucking drugs wore off and they had to get a job, they could work at like Target back then and like have a fucking 4-bedroom house that's paid for and, you know, send the kids to college.
it's good handshake and you get, you know, $60,000 a year.
Yeah, and then did you see the article that just came out where it says millennials want the market to crash, and that shows how entitled they are. Why we're entitled? Because we want to own a fucking home
Because
one
we
day.
want to buy the dip.
Because we want to own a fucking home one day, and we can't afford, you know, to compete with BlackRock. And
Yeah.
I'm not spending $800 grand on a 2-bed slab hunk of shit in a bad part. I'm not, like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard people like boomers, like, yeah, I bought my house for a sack of coins back in the day, and now and it's like, now my house is worth like $2 million. I want to stab them. Like, I want to fucking kill them when they say that shit. You kids don't know how hard you had it, and it's like, dude, you motherfucker. Granted, they're not all like that. My father, he did it the right way. You know what I mean? He went to the military. Very noble. He went to the military. The Coast Guard, to be exact. Got caught stealing cocaine that they seized and sold for a profit. This is America. I thought capitalism was something to be rewarded. Apparently the U.S. Army or the U.S. Coast Guard didn't see it that way. So he had to go, he had to go to adult timeout for a while. He had to go to timeout for a while. And then got into where you can't fail, the construction industry. Talk about, you know, that's the new tech. It's construction, that's the new tech. Did construction, you know, fell off a house. He got like really fucked up.
Yeah.
And this was like in the 90s. He got real fucked up. Was out of work for a year. Was healed up in like a month. Which is really funny. Like, he got a giant settlement. Like, by the grace of God, there was no drugs in his system. By the grace of God. And so he got a giant, like a 6-figure settlement.
Yeah.
You know what this motherfucker does? He buys he's like steak dinners every night, like buy a car, lose it, and then he bought like a fucking, like, in today's money, $200,000 like speedboat. And like today's money, like I would like, even if I owned a home, I wouldn't even dream of owning something like that. Gets fucking blackout drunk, wrecks it in the Intracoastal Waterway, and then leaves it. It just says fuck it and leaves it. And then so like every time, he did it the American way. He did it the right way. I mean, he doesn't own anything, and all of his stuff is in my name. But he did it the right way. And it's what's really funny is hearing him talk about how he's got everything figured out. I tell you what you need to do right now. You need to invest in Radio Shack. Yeah. Will you loan me the money?
Buy some shares of Enron.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, buy the dip on Circuit City. It's coming, but it's like, Jesus Christ.
It's the people who have the most, who have the least to offer you in terms of advice.
Yeah.
That offer it the most.
And then like he's just like, time is just like irrelevant to him. Time is irrelevant. He'll be like, yeah man, next weekend I'll treat you. I'll take you to Circuit City and get you a CD. And it's like, dude, Circuit City is not a thing anymore. What was that, like 6 months ago? Like, dude. It's either something that happened 20 years ago that happened yesterday, or something that happened a week ago that was 15 fucking years ago. It's really, hey. It is, dude, that is really funny. He does have life figured out.
He does.
He's happy.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's content.
Dude, if I could drink liquor, smoke weed, and do opiates every day when I'm in my 60s and live fine, hey, dude.
Dude, your old man is living a fucking life.
Every day is Friday night.
Yeah.
Every day is Friday night.
Dude,
he'll be on like fucking 2 in the afternoon on like a Wednesday. And he's like, yeah, come by my job. It's like, you know, whatever. And he's like railing 30s, like off of like the kitchen counter. And he's like, oh yeah, they gone, they don't give a fuck. I'm like, oh, I guarantee they do. Oh, I guarantee they do. Oh, you know, we should do this back when I did construction. He's just like,
you mean what you currently do?
like, dude, he's like, you know how crazy they are about cigarettes on the job nowadays?
Yeah.
Like, go to the road when you smoke a cigarette. He'll be in like a home, like a service call, like smoking cigarettes in there. You know what I mean? Like going through their like refrigerator, like taking beer and shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom where they got their medicine cabinet. He's just, dude, nothing gets him down.
No.
Nothing.
It's just he was part of a group that we're never going to have again, which was the old Gen X and the late Boomers who were just living the life. They're in their 50s and 60s, and they just want to have a good time. Their life hasn't changed much since high school, and they're perfectly content with it.
Correct.
And they are a gem. And if you have one of these people in your life, hold them dear to you, because you're never going to find them after this.
My dad's never owned a debit card. Never owned a debit card.
I know a guy who died recently who never had a line of credit up until just before he died.
Oh, my dad's got fucked up credit.
Yeah, I can believe that.
He can't. That's why I said all of his shit's in my name, which is really fucking funny because like this is like I told you he freaked the fuck out and slung a bunch of like 5-gallon buckets of paint on the house.
Yeah.
And like did time, but still has like a $30,000 judgment against him, like a lien against him. So he can't own anything. They can't have anything in his name. So I'm a proud owner of a '83 trailer that you can pull behind and take stolen scrap metal to the junkyard.
Stolen balance.
But it's cool, like, you know, I would not want to, like, he's my best friend, but I don't want to end up like him.
No.
That seems, like, terrible. But, like, I did get to enjoy, like, some of, like, the ripping and roaring days with him a little bit before I, you know.
Before he started settling down.
Before I got married.
With the old ball and chain.
And clean.
I know.
Now I'm saved.
You went from
But
being...
I've never been happier.
You used to be
I'm
cool.
kidding. Jeez.
Okay, we used to be sitting in the work van. You used to be doing coke every morning, doing duster every afternoon, and now we go every morning to go and buy you a new bottle of Kratom.
Yeah, that's sad. Like, you know, once in a while, if I'm gonna fucking get the day going, you know, if a cup of coffee doesn't cut it, I'm gonna, you know, go hardcore and do a bottle of Kratom.
Opium, your finest OPMS Gold.
Which is not yet, but will be a proud sponsor of the show.
Oh, most definitely.
You don't have to pay me, just give me a lifetime supply of the leaf. But yeah, man, hey. I've seen what happens to people when they fucking don't straighten up. Like, my dad's whatever, his ship has sailed. But like, I've seen like mid-30s, early, mid-40s. You never get married, you never have kids. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Are you gay? I don't care. If you fucking, whatever, find you a nice man. I don't care, but it's weird. You know, hey, Uncle Rick is here. You know, like family functions, and it's like,
you don't want to be some guy who's just thrown into a dumpster like Rusty.
that's best case scenario.
Yeah, really.
Dude, I could do a whole episode of fucking Rusty. Me and my dad lived with him for a while. Like he didn't own the house. His mother gave him lifetime rights because she's like, if I give you this house, you are going to drink it up in 6 months. So she's like, you can live here till you die. And he took that as, well, I never have to work again. And then he got like 10 years behind on like property taxes and shit. And he's like, I got lifetime rights. They can't take the house. I'm like, oh, I promise you, they can. If you don't pay them fucking taxes, they don't give a fuck if you have to shit in a can or whatever because you can't make it to the bed. They'll yank you out of here. That's another one, like, dude. No ambition. You know, I mean, like, never wanted to, like, better himself. That's like, dude, that's a lost generation, like you're saying.
We're never going to get him again.
That'll never happen again.
Or at least, I mean, the soonest it might happen is maybe our kids will have it after that war that comes.
I will say, like, see, this is how, like, lucky the boomers have it. Like, our generation, we have to live at home for the rest of our lives with our parents.
Yeah.
And be like, you know, you're like 38. Mom, can I take the Civic out? Did you take the trash out? God, I hate you. You know, 38 years old. But the boomer, like, they had a house. Like, they had somewhere to live to fucking act like animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were burdening society, but they weren't burdening their parents.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they were given houses, given checks. Like, I don't even think disability will be real when we get that age.
Yeah. No, I can believe that.
Yeah. Disability is, fuck you, get a desk job.
No more. Yep. You go and you work at Amazon or you go to the bot.
Yeah, you have to work at a call center. And
Hello.
And you have to, by this, we won't even be able to afford the Indian call center people anymore. This country's just going to be in shambles. We can't even afford to outsource our call centers to India, so we have to, like, you have to talk to Patrick and scream at him, and they have to fucking deal with us. Because, I'll tell you right now, I get heated on the phone with like a Verizon or a Spectrum or whatever.
Yeah.
I get fucking heated.
Then we're going to, switch into the geriatric demented Americans.
That would be really funny. Imagine like my dad, like, hey, welcome to AT&T, how can I help you? My name is Donnie. You know what I mean? Thank you for calling AT&T, this is Donnie. You better make this call quick, I'm about to smoke a cigarette. How fucking, could you, like, he would take maybe 30 seconds of that. You dumb motherfucker. Alright, first of all, motherfucker, you're like, well, he can't do it himself. He'd have to get someone to look it up on the computer for him. Because he is fucking, he thinks that is a computer. He don't fucking know. And doesn't care to know.
He doesn't need to.
Never texted in his life. If you told him what FaceTime was, he'd be like, what's that new Star Trek episode? Like, you don't fucking know. Like, so, but I guarantee, like, he would, like, get someone like, hey, Susan, come over here and help me look this thing up on this Facebook. And it's just a computer, you know. And he would find your address and come to your house. Like, he would not work well in a call center.
He probably would.
But 10 years, I'm sorry, we have to take your disability check. But in return, we'll let you keep it, but you have to work in our call center for social services and talk to the fucking nastiest people that have ever walked this earth. People that call social services, dude. I've listened to a couple people call them, and they're like, it's totally in the wrong.
It's because they're in the way, because these are the government officials that stand in the way of you and free money.
Yeah, and the government officials is like a fucking Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Yeah.
It is funny though to listen to them. They're like, no effort whatsoever, like not looking for a job or anything. They're like, you motherfucker, you better have $1,100 in my account next week, or I'm gonna come down there and shoot the place up. And they're like, yes sir. Is there anything else we can help you with? And they're like, yeah, motherfucker. And it's like, Jesus. Yeah, we won't be able to do that.
No. Some things are getting cut. Some things are going by the wayside for sure.
Right now it's fucking exploding, dude. People are like, my dad gets a fuck ton of food stamps right now. That EBT is popping.
It's busting.
That EBT has heat right now. I can tell too, because he's like, my dad don't make a lot of money. He's on a fixed income and shit.
Yeah.
Like I can tell, they blessed his account like a motherfucker. He's like, yeah, come on by this weekend. I'll get you about $100 worth of tax-free groceries. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. How much do they put on that motherfucker? None of your damn business. And then he'll be like, what's this receipt say? And I'll just see it on the fucking receipt. He won't tell me how much is on it, but he'll fucking completely forget and be like, what does this say? Because he refuses to wear glasses.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's a fucking genius and just fucking with me, because it's really funny, or he's just like, he's not the best reader.
Yeah.
And he'll play it off like, I ain't got my glasses, I can't see. What does that say? And it's like the font is like that big. And it's like, what do you think that word says? I would like, say papaya. I would love to hear you butcher that up. Dude, he's something else.
Dude, he really is.
He's something else, dude. I've tried to get him to come do this. And he's like, I'll come do it. I might have to wear a gorilla mask so no one knows who I am. I'm like, well, we can just do audio. We can turn the camera. That's a thing. I just don't want no one to see me, know who I am. We can turn the camera off. We can just do audio. I just don't want people to see me. All right, Dad.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see you somehow convince him to do that. What could you offer that man?
What do you gift a man that has it all?
That truly has everything. That is in one.
He is the $1 million man. He is. Well, be careful what I wish for. I wish I did grow up with him. How fun that, but like with my mom to like keep him in check. Like, no, he's only 8, he's not ready for a Percocet. You know what I mean? Well, hell, I pretty much got these for free. I got a deal. He better do it now. But yeah, dude, like that would be like really fun. But it's like with a guy like that, you can't tell him to like, hey, you got to get your shit together and tighten up, because he's just like, the hell I am.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean?
You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you need to come home and, sober up a little bit. He'll laugh in your face and steal the change out of your car and go buy fucking pills. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just, and I got a little bit of that in me. But like, I do have like a good mix of like, I don't give a fuck. And then my mom, who's just like, better return that library book on time, or you could go to jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, this says 30-minute parking. We've been here 25 minutes. We need to go. And my dad's like, fuck it, park in front of a hydrant. It It says veteran. I'm a veteran. It's like, no, you're not. Well, I don't fucking know that. But he's never heard the term stolen valor, so that means nothing to him.
Well, what do you mean? He can tell you about his time he was in the Coast Guard
Yeah.
and stole cocaine.
That is funny, dude. Like, I get, like, he's told me this story in, like, bits and pieces.
That is one of the most 1980s crimes I've ever heard of.
Because, like, something about boomers, man, they're great fucking storytellers.
Yeah.
And they have a long memory of stuff. But then, like, their long-term memory is impeccable. But you can, like, I could introduce you 100 times. This is my friend Nick. Hey, what's going on, Nate? It's funny. But he doesn't like telling a story like that from start to finish. So I have to get it out in little bits.
It's an anthology.
I have to get it out at fifths of Crown Royal at a time. And he'll be like, in like a drunken, like, he'll be nodding around. Yeah, we stole about 14 kilos. And then like the next weekend, he'll be like, yeah, you got busted, someone ratted on us. Fall back. So yeah, I've done about 8 years of prison. It's like, I just get little like encrypted parts of the story. So it's like a really fucking annoying cliffhanger.
I wonder if you could like do a FOIA request on his court-martial records.
I did that once on just his basic criminal record. I paid for it. Wish I wouldn't have done that.
Well, you found out more stuff you didn't want to.
Oh yeah. I mean, not anything like no sexual assaults, no child, nothing like that. No unforgivable crimes.
Yeah.
But you see some of the stuff and you're like, damn, dude. I wouldn't even do that. But whatever. Motherfucker. Hey, you live hard and poor for 61 years, and you tell me you don't make some fucking.
I think it would just be fun to watch, to read through the transcript and just see the parts where he's representing himself at the court-martial.
Oh my god, dude, what a fucking.
That's what I'm saying. That's price of admission right there.
We should pitch that show. He's got to, I don't need no goddamn lawyer. I know the law. And he's just like, I read a real estate law book once. I know how to get myself out of this. It's like, you're going to do 20 years in prison.
The most successful man to ever represent himself.
Yeah, dude, like, I guess you could, like, really fuck up back in the day. Because how he got into the Coast Guard, he got his first felony at, like, 16 or 17 or something like that. And they're like, you want to go to prison or you want to go to the military?
Yeah.
And he's like, I like the water. And, but, it's where he ended up.
Yeah.
That needs to be a dude. The Donnie Holt epic. If
Yeah.
What network would it be on? BET?
I was going to say Andy.
Bounce. Bounce XL After Dark. The Donnie Holt trial.
The trial of Donnie Holt.
The most electric trial since OJ.
Crap. I'm trying to think.
Well, they were going to throw it away anyway.
A few good keys.
That dude, like I said, he's just not the type of person who's gonna like sit down and tell you his life story. It's hard to get shit out of him. And then but then my cousin will tell me stuff and she'll just like over exaggerate it. Like, yeah, he killed 10 men with a hatchet. I'm like, I doubt it.
Yeah.
He's got blue eyes. He can't be a psychopath. Your eyes change when you're ready for violence. It's just all black. Whenever you yanked Brad up, it's just like,
You can't eat, motherfucker.
nothing there. You're like, how dare you? It's funny
You
what
cheese monster.
it's funny what gets you revved up, and to the point where you will black out and commit unspeakable acts of violence against another human being over nothing. Over a parking spot. Or, I don't know, someone cut you in line at Panera and you're like, not today, buddy. But then we work together and I talk to you all kinds of crazy and you're just like, yes, sir.
Yeah. You saw what happened to me yesterday. I went up in a, 150-degree attic?
I would have told him right in his face.
Because some dork told me to?
I'm not going to do that.
In retrospect, I think I should have, but still, like,
I didn't want to big dick another foreman. I don't want to do that.
I didn't want to do that either.
No, you're a helper.
No,
Like, foreman to foreman, I don't want to, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
And big dick him.
Yeah. I mean,
Big brother.
Yeah. I didn't want to, kind of like go behind his, you know what I mean? Like go over his head and I don't want to undermine it. I don't want to undermine a foreman. But you can be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I thought about it, but I just didn't.
Oh, if someone actually gives you an option, say no.
Oh yeah.
Just say no.
I mean,
unless it's Hunter because he pays you.
Yeah, that's true.
Boss is here.
Back to work.
He is, dude. He's definitely by far the best boss I've ever worked for.
He's pretty cool.
And I worked for Eddie.
Ronald.
No, I'm talking about Eddie's Home Improvement.
Oh yeah.
This is before I even started doing electric work.
You're right.
This is fun.
Eddie.
He got so much work. Like he was like pulling in like 50 grand a fucking week, and he lived in a shoebox. You know what I mean? And like he didn't own he basically told his parents, his like 90-year-old parents, they're sweet as can be. He built a fucking work shed in the back of their house, tore their fence down so all of these like trucks can go in and out. Like, and then and like pawned all of the tools afterwards. And he's like, I guess we got robbed. And would run in his parents' house like 10 times a day and smoke crack, and then come outside, and they're like, all right, what project are we doing now? And it's like, oh, we're gonna side the house. We need to build a work table. So they'll fuck around all day building a work table. Like it's like he'll be like, oh, I need a router. Let's go to Home Depot. You know what I mean? Like if someone smoking crack will not get a task done. They will not get it. They won't do it. Like, we're just siding the house. Well, we need to make a workbench to cut the siding on, so we have to build this table so we can get to work. And it took all day to not build the table. No work got done. And he's like, 10 hours, good productive day. It's like, we went backwards.
Yeah, that's a part you're like, I really haven't gotten a whole lot of the details on, but I'd like to at some point.
I was like, when I say grain, I was grain. Like, I've never swung a hammer. I never fucking turned a wrench. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And they were like, oh no, you're not coming up on the roof. So I had to throw like shingles on my shoulder all day long, 10, 12 hours a day in the summer, which is a bitch, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Which is a bitch. It's not cool in the summer here in Highland Park.
In Highland Park.
But yeah, dude, that was a fucking nightmare. I wanted to kill myself. But then I was like 18, not paying taxes. Even though I was making like $7 an hour, I'm working 60 hours a week. That shit adds up. I don't have any fucking bills. So I invested it. I did the smart thing. I invested it in cocaine and opiates and alcohol and nonsense. And haven't got an ROI yet. Any day now.
Just spend money to make money.
Any day getting a return on that. Any day. But no, I can't lie. Life's pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Life's pretty good right now.
Pretty fantastic, man.
I mean, there's a couple people out there that aren't having a good go at it. People care about Ukraine still.
I don't know, man. It was cool for a little bit. Then I came to the point where I realized that we should just stand with Russia.
I don't see as many flags as I used to.
I don't think Putin's really that bad of a guy after all.
Yeah, it's like he's a killer. He's a psychopath. And it's like, what, do you think we got a fucking government full of Mr. Rogers?
I think you know what? I think he's getting what he's always deserved, which is Ukraine.
Yeah, he's getting a real gift. But no, I mean, dude, I I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not gonna pretend to like, well, actually the situation, I don't fucking know. And neither do most people. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't see as many Ukrainian flags anymore.
No, I'm actually really surprised they didn't integrate with the Pride flag for June. I was really hoping they would.
Oh god.
I might just make that myself.
Don't give anybody any ideas. That's gonna be someone's fucking Facebook profile picture soon.
That's gonna be mine. What is the other new thing? What is the new thing right now?
Well, there was that thing that happened the other week. I'm not even gonna go there. Hey, I'll do what my dad does when like a really touchy situation. Someone asks, it's, bad things happen all the time. What are you gonna do?
It's a whole thing.
These people do this. What are you gonna do? It's bad all around. And just like fucking completely like politicians that shit.
Just to, dodge it.
It's like, what do you think of police brutality? What do you do? It's
always something.
People are upset. People are mad. What are you gonna do? You don't even. That's not one side or the other for that. That's just very vague.
Yeah.
And he's a boomer. He's gonna immediately segue into how about them Panthers? You know what I mean? What do you think about abortion? Did you catch that NASCAR race last week? That Kyle Busch, so he gonna win, and it's just right over his head.
Reality doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Real issues don't matter. If it's not right in front, and I wish I had more of that in me. If it's not right there in front of me, it's not real.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
The only thing we see is expensive gas. None of this other shit fucking matters.
He's not online. He's not one of these boomers that lets it fly on the book.
Oh, I wish it was.
Dude. The fucking horror my father would unleash on the world if he knew how to get on social media. We need to start him on MySpace. Let him ease into the social media game.
Could we create...
Get him a Snapchat. Let him take some selfies from down here. You know what I mean?
I want an AI that replicates his thinking process put in text.
I don't. Because I get a lot of that would just be like the wind-up monkey with the symbols. He does know how to just disassociate and just dive into Pickers or Pawn Stars, whatever the fuck he's watching, and just shuts his brain off. Like, Ukraine, don't worry about it. Mass shootings, not my problem. I want to see how much that dresser's going for. And it's like, God, I wish I could do that.
It's fun, man. It's cool, but we're blessed with it.
And it's like, you'd be like, what do you think about that Pete Buttigieg? And he'd be like, what's he, a NASCAR driver? What's he in the minor leagues?
No, he's a
like,
faggot.
He don't fucking know. And yeah, he's also a gay CIA agent. Was he from South Bend, Indiana? It's not a real place. It's underground in Quantico.
It's made up.
It's where they train the Uvalde. I'm just asking questions.
We're just asking questions.
I'm just asking questions.
We're just making observations. But you know what? Thank God that the string of mass shootings committed by unstable individuals has come to an end. That were known by the police has come to an end, and there's no more for the rest of the year.
I'll tell you what, the shooters have been very progressive.
Yeah.
They look non-binary. They look like they were at the marches. They look like they did a lot in those 2 days.
They supported the current thing at that moment.
They did. They did. They were on the right side of history until, that terrible accident they had.
Until they had they had a thing to say to everybody.
Yeah, they were tired of their 3, Instagram followers not listening to them. So they wanted to make their opinion known. Can we just light these fucking people up after it happens? Like, why do we need to take them in? Why?
I don't know, man.
What do you do?
Hey, a thing happened, and that's interesting. But have you thought about those new flavors of Mountain Dew they came out with?
No, I haven't heard about it. New flavors of Mountain Dew. You mean there's more than just voltage and red code? Or
Yeah.
code red?
Of course.
Please, tell me more, Nick. I am bursting at the seams to hear about it.
See, that's the most important thing to talk about.
What, things that don't matter?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, we have a short attention span
Yeah.
in this country. A very short attention span. What are you gonna do? People, dude, did you see how fucking upset people were when Ukraine first got invaded? People
Yeah.
were like, fuck you, Putin, I hope you die and get raped. And it's like, whoa, that rage came out of fucking, and then it lasted a week.
Yep.
And then, well, no, before that, it was put on your fucking mask. And then it was Ukraine. And then
They tried monkeypox.
Chris Rock got slapped.
Chris Rock got slapped.
And then that distracted people. And then the Johnny Depp trial happened. And then no one gave a fuck about anything after that. They wanted to know what was going on in that household. That was the most important thing in this country, is what was going on in the fucking Depp household. You know what I mean? And like, so, and then, you know, something, mass shootings, something, Roe v. Wade. And then a concert happened that was pretty big in Wilmington. And then, like, they weren't mad about anything anymore. It's crazy how easily you can distract people
Yeah.
to not caring anymore.
Yeah, it's moving on to the current thing, man.
It's just easy to, like,
And I'm excited to see what the next current thing
people
is.
are like fucking like I haven't had that kind of rage since I was like a toddler pitching a fucking, you know, having a temper tantrum. The fucking rage I see from people about stuff that they didn't even know about a week ago. Ukraine, they're like, what is that, a city in Russia? Like, I didn't fucking know. But they're like, I'm mad. It's there. Like, what's next? Like, Biden's about to die, isn't he? He's like one fucking nasty spill away from being bunkmates with Rusty.
He just
He's
that.
old, he's elderly. Like, it's what we're doing to Biden is fucking elder abuse. It's not nice.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's, I mean, you're a complete moron if you think that he's running anything. You're in charge of anything.
What are you talking about? He's like the founding fathers because he was there when they signed the Declaration of Independence.
The only thing that they make sure that he's responsible for is that he flips the right tab on the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, on the pill thing. That's all you need to do. Today is Thursday, Joe. All right, one day again. It's like,
You take your seat.
and yeah,
You wave to the people.
He's not running any fucking thing. And neither was Trump at that. Like, and but what we're doing to this man, it's like, look what he said. He's talking crazy. Yeah, he's fucking 85 or however fuck. He's old. Go talk to your grandpa, see if he makes any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask him about the current eco-political problems in America, and he's gonna go, you know, I killed a lot of people in Vietnam. Like, he's gonna talk crazy. He's gonna tell you a corn pop story. What do you expect?
What do you know, man?
But as a person with a sense of humor, watching the country be run this way is very fucking funny.
Oh, it's good.
We are hanging on by a fucking thread.
Well, you know, it's funny because it's the reverse of Trump. Where before you had the media running interference, now you have the media running interference for Biden. Whereas before it was just media just latched on to anything Trump does, and it's like, oh, he's so old and so bad at what he does. So it's just funny. Like how they're saying, like, oh, it's gonna be so fun to make fun of Trump. No, it's gonna be fun to make fun of Biden, and the fact that everybody else is acting oblivious to what he's doing. So the fact that he's being a geriatric old man, like mainstream media when he fell off his bike, first president to fall off the bike.
Really?
I don't know about that, but I just know, just thinking.
Who's the oldest president?
Biden. Before that it was, before that I think it was Trump, and then before that was Reagan, I think.
Jesus. God damn, they're getting fucking older, not younger.
Yeah. That's what
Obama was young though.
Obama was pretty young for a president.
I liked Obama.
I was too young to have an opinion, but I think if I know him now, I think he's the devil. He's a Muslim extremist who's with the Muslim Brotherhood.
I like Barry. he's fucking, hey, he put in his 8 years in public space, now he's gonna get paid $1 million a speech at all, Goldman Sachs, whatever. And as he should. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think fucking Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi are doing everything on the up and up? At least he got to walk away and he's like, all right, now I'm gonna make my millions and get a Netflix deal.
Yeah.
Best way to do it. Don't fucking get banned from Twitter and talk about I'm still the president. That's not the way to go out and leave a legacy. And have a bunch of psychopaths go in and try to steal Nancy Pelosi's pen at the fucking Capitol. Not a good legacy to leave.
Careful with what you say. We do numbers on Truth Social.
Truth Social, that's right. We're almost gonna break the fucking 4 digits soon of subscribers. Yeah, everyone just fucking relax, man. It's not that big a deal.
What I think is really funny.
It's not that big a deal.
Going back talking about like the leaders is why they use them as the front people on ads. So it's like I get YouTube ads and it's Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi's like, bring out your hot people. It's like you have okay looking people. Bring them out.
What, in Congress and
for the ads, for their ads.
Who's hot in the?
I don't know.
Don't you say AOC? She is not.
She's not hot, but she's Congress hot.
I guess it's kind of like construction hot.
Exactly. No, she's objectively not
that girl that's under 200 pounds. She's hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The point is that she's a woman under the age of 70, which it doesn't matter if she's a dog. She's hot by congressional standards.
I love how it's like, oh, she was hot. She was a bartender. It's like, I can tell you something. That doesn't matter.
No.
Just because they're a bartender does not make them hot.
No. No.
But yeah, she's insane. But she knows how to play the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, if I could do it, I would. I'd go out there and say shit that's fucking untrue. And to fucking, push the button for my base or for the anti-base, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd definitely go out there and I'd sell my soul to corporate America. Are you fucking kidding me? Do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In China, if you're listening, I will kiss the ring and I will sell you information. And you can get a good fucking deal. Hey. I will learn Chinese. I will quit my job and learn Chinese.
I'll work in your call center. Man, it will be ping pong pong.
I would love to jump on board with the CCP.
Well, it's like Rocco's Basilisk. Now is about the time you should probably be getting on board because they're going to take over at some point.
China good.
China good.
Censorship good.
Truth good. Chinese truth good.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I almost went too far, folks.
Lao Beijing bad.
This isn't a Patreon episode.
Taiwan is made up.
I don't want to be a real Taiwan. What is Taiwan?
Taiwan is China.
Taiwan who? That's what you should see on the back of fucking NBA jerseys. Instead of I stand with Taiwan or whatever, no. Go, what the fuck is a Taiwan? What is a Taiwan? A fucking Mexican dish or something?
No, Taiwan is a Thai Mexican.
He's a hard worker and also a lady boy.
He's the epitome of the human form.
That's what, yeah. People talk about the aliens and shit, like being sexless. No, our transition is going to be, hardworking lady boys, and that's our final form as the human race.
Tits with a dick.
Yes.
With a good work ethic.
So when we go to colonize the rest of the universe, the aliens will be very confused. Very confused. And we'll be in blackface too. So they're like, these guys are so far advanced.
These gods amongst us.
It's like, oh shit, you can just say that? You can just fucking throw hard R's around? Yeah, dude, we do it all the time on Earth. What are you talking about? What? We get executed for that here. Well, that's pretty fucking gay. You can say that? Fuck yeah, dude! That would be cool. If Elon just goes around the galaxy colonizing alien civilizations because he calls them the N-word, and they just crumble. You know what I mean? They could figure out anti-gravity propulsion, but if you call them a faggot, they'll just like incinerate. The power of bigotry. That's I feel like is a very
retarded.
It's a very uniquely earthly thing. You know, they're figuring out like real stuff. They're all like they all get together. They all get along in their civilization and can figure stuff out for the advancement of it. No, we're gonna come in blackface, and you better call me a fucking Zen. While I call you the hard. We're gonna confuse you and throw you all off balance. Yeah, dude. Like, what can you like? What's next? Like, what's coming next? Because you know something crazy right around the fucking corner.
I don't know. Drag queen.
Another shooting.
Crazy shit last month.
A drag queen snaps and shoots up a subway.
Drag queen snaps and shoots up a subway. That's a good one. What is next then? Ukraine finally falls to Russia. That could happen soon, I think.
China invades Taiwan. Taiwan pulls it Uno reverse. Taiwan invades China. Yeah.
We're gonna triple cost.
Yeah, they fucking Taiwan kicks the door in and goes, "We're gonna ching fuck you up."
Where the double triple cross and Ohio steps up and takes over China.
Ohio invades Canada. Yes, we're imposing our law on Canada. All of you have to do fentanyl.
Just see the map redrawn and everything that was Canada just says Ohio.
That's funny. It'd be the biggest, shittiest state in the union.
Be the biggest and best state in America. Just the beginning of the Ohio Empire.
Who would be the president? LeBron James? Imagine a dictator who's 7 feet tall and like 240 pounds and could kill you. He'd be like Xerxes. You know what I mean? And then look at the way his hairline bounced back. He is a god.
He really is. And you know what?
Him and Elon teamed up and were like, our hair is all fucked up.
Then Joe Biden's
hair bounced back.
Well, I mean, he got bloods. That's why I kind of assume with all of them.
Elon's hair looks real. And he looked terrible before.
Oh, yeah. His hair looks like... He looked like... Well, in the early 2000s, he looked like late 90s Steven Seagal. His hairline was gone. It was all fucking shitty.
He should have just gone bald pony. Just a fucking nerd, bald pony, open shirt. You know I'm gonna have electric cars one day. Or have, I don't know.
You know what?
That was not a good impression.
Electric cars one day.
Yes, I think
we're going to.
I think we're gonna. He's a very socially awkward person.
Well, he's autistic or has like Asperger's or something like that.
Does he?
I feel like
that's the biggest conspiracy. Yeah, the smartest, fucking richest person on the earth is retarded. Now that would be fun.
No, autism's
but
like
I don't believe that.
Well, autism's like retarded, but superpower retarded. You're bad at everything else except for one thing. You're awful. You're dog shit at everything else except for one thing. And it's like a superpower. Now, some kids
does that mean every leader in? Does that mean Hitler was retarded?
I don't think he was socially awkward enough.
Hitler was very socially awkward.
Was he?
Fuck yeah.
Man, I feel like I should have known that.
He was extremely socially awkward.
He could be.
But he just fucking took a handful of fucking what was it, Parvison? The Adderall in the fucking 30s. Parvis.
I think he just took meth.
They actually had a name for it.
Oh.
It's Parvitin or something like that. And you just get it over there, kind of like children could like put like a quarter in the fucking bubblegum machine. And meth. Like it was just so fucking white, and like he was just geeked up. And he's like, Jews, and just like fucking wet, like fucking wet, like crushed 5 hours, no material. In like front of like, yeah, dude.
In front of half the country.
He was the Kevin Hart of Germany at that time. He's like, I got a debit, but I got a checking, But yeah, he was like, but back then he was like, that's why we're doing so bad, dude. And he's like, and that he just no material crushed for 5 hours. Like it's cold. It's like 30 degrees in Germany. He's pouring down sweat. He's got to keep pushing his hair to the side. It's fucking soaking wet.
He's all fired up,
dude. I don't think I've ever been that mad or upset about anything in my fucking life. And it hasn't really exactly been a cakewalk, but I've never been that fired up about any fucking thing. And I've been on all the drugs. Never been that fired up. That's insane. Like that's insane to me. And then to be like, I'm gonna grab a microphone and do this in front of
I'm gonna go up and I'm
a
gonna
million people.
In front of half of my country.
Maybe they're just terrified when he grabbed the mic. And they're like, oh my god. And dude, I bet that would have been crazy to like be an American in like the late 30s and like, I wonder how the media would have portrayed him.
Man of the Year.
That's not a joke, is it?
No, it's not a joke. It was like 1934, I think. It was Time Man of the Year, or Time Persons of the Year. It was something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Might have been Thursday.
I tell you what was awesome, which like makes me very proud to be an American, was when the Olympics was in Germany, and he's like, I got my master race, we're gonna win everything, and then fucking American Jesse Owens smoked the Germans.
Yep.
That was cool. Very American moment. And I think if that wouldn't have happened, we'd all be speaking German.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Because that, I feel like, it's like, fuck, we don't have that anymore.
Isn't there a picture of him with Hitler?
Jesse Owens?
Yeah.
I mean, probably. I mean, he won a gold medal in
Gold medal in Berlin, 36.
Right. That was before everyone found out about the secret, about the solution. Yeah, how like was the media like it? You can't be like it was. The media is probably way fuck. It's like, who the fuck knows?
You ever heard of the Holodomor before?
No.
Oh, it was kind of like the Holocaust, but it was when all the Ukrainians fucking died in the 20s and 30s because the Russians were taking all of their wheat that they were growing.
Yeah.
And very famously, I don't know if he was like the lead editor or like the editor of the New York Times or the head New York Times guy in Russia at the time in the Soviet Union was a big Stalin simp. And my gosh, what was his name? Either way, he won a Pulitzer for it in the end for not reporting on all these people being left to die in Ukraine, just starving away. He ended up killing like 10 million Ukrainians, mostly Ukrainians. Oh gosh, I know his name. It's on the tip of my fucking tongue. The point is, it doesn't matter.
And that was around the same time, pretty much around the same time.
A little bit before. Yeah, about 10 years before. But yeah, New York Times just straight up, he was like, nothing's happening out there. Nothing's happening in Ukraine. And it took some guy basically having to sneak onto trains from Pravda to Moscow to just train until he made it to like Kiev and just saw just piles of corpses, starved corpses lying around.
That's crazy.
It was wild. So, media's always been pretty fucking terrible. Media allowed us into the Spanish-American War.
They pick and choose what they want to blast and what they want to not talk about.
Yeah.
Was it always one? What do you think was always one-sided?
Well, media was a lot more decentralized if you go back to like the turn of the 20th century. But I mean, you still had big ones like, it was two evil sides fighting over what they wanted in charge, and then you had the kind of more, kind of like the early progressive types, kind of like Teddy Roosevelt, and then on the other end you had that goofy motherfucker Woodrow Wilson, the original Joe Biden, Woodrow Wilson, who had a stroke.
But it's
2 years before he was out of office, so his wife basically ran everything.
You can't be like the more I think about it, the more I see what's going on. You can't be mad at Joe Biden.
No,
I mean, you just.
I don't like his.
That's who corporate America picked.
That's who Jill picked. Let's blame Jill Biden for this. Dr. Jill Biden.
Yeah, her and Dr. Dre are the exact equal in my fucking eyes. What is she, a fucking chiropractor? How dare you say doctor? I'm kidding. I don't know what she does. I probably sound like a fucking idiot. I don't care.
She's like a community college professor or something like that.
Hey, it's better than what I'm doing. But I'm also not the first lady.
That's true. But she also was just sitting there just like, that's okay, Joe, you're doing just fine.
Hey, Donald Trump had it figured out. Don't fucking worry about her. She can barely speak fucking English. You know, let her do the fuck. And then she got caught on that hot mic. Who gives a fuck about these Christmas decorations? That's probably the most American family.
Yeah.
She don't know what the fuck she's talking about. She's like, I hate it here. I hate it here. We lived in a gold palace. I don't want to live in this fucking haunted mansion. You know what I mean? This fucking this 200-year-old garbage. I want to go to Mar-a-Lago and get a tan and fuck a Spanish boy. Yeah, you go off to Ohio and do a rally. Yeah, go ahead. You go fuck. What an American family.
Yeah.
And then just kids that are criminals.
Yeah.
Some of them are criminals, but that's America. That's the America we deserve.
Speaking of like other families like that, and families of war criminals, I think it's funny how we've reached a point where now Liz Cheney is now the least popular Cheney. I thought it was going to be really hard to beat Dick, but somehow she did.
I love that movie Vice.
Oh yeah,
I love that fucking.
It honestly kind of makes me like him a little bit.
It makes me like him a little bit.
It's like, holy crap, that's so cool.
And it makes it. It definitely like. Rumsfeld, that sneaky motherfucker.
Rummy.
What's his name? Steve Carell.
Steve Carell
made him definitely humanized him. It made him. Well, everyone loves Steve Carell.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't like him, but it's like no, this fucking guy.
How much funnier would that have been if you just had the idea of just being Michael Scott as the defense secretary?
Michael Scott.
His character from The Office.
Oh.
This bumbling
how funny
office
would it be
manager
to have Donald Rumsfeld played by Michael Richards? So you can't. So you just can't like it. You just can't like him.
Seeing him button heads with Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he's fucking yelling at Colin Powell, fucking blasting ends at him and Condolingus Rice. Condolingus Rice. But like, dude, to where it's like, portray Rumsfeld as the person he was, shitty. What was it like the day before 9/11 happened? He was, or the day of, or the day after, right around that time that 9/11 happened, he was supposed to account for the billions, maybe trillions of unaccounted money. And then 9/11 happened, and never heard any more about that.
We got a lot of money.
Yeah, there was like billions, maybe trillions of like unaccounted for like defense spending money. And he's like, I'm going to get back with you on that tomorrow, 11 o'clock sharp. And then, the thing that happened that didn't happen, the towers are still there. But yeah, dude,
My mother was on Flight 93. She landed just fine and had me shortly after.
Maybe fucking Bush was an idiot, but everyone around him was very competent.
Yeah.
And very evil.
Well, it's because his dad was.
Yeah.
His dad was the head of the CIA.
Yeah, his dad invented crack cocaine to destroy the black and poor.
His father personally assassinated John F. Kennedy.
Dude,
and
honestly,
MLK.
Dude, honestly, I think the mafia had a big hand in that. Because they got him elected.
You mentioned that before.
JFK's dad was like real tight with him. He was like a bootlegger. He was like real tight with him. And I think they rigged Illinois or like Chicago or something like that. And that's what made him win.
You mean like they found some boxes of votes?
And then they were
at 3 a.m.
They were supposed to. Now this is pretty cool history. JFK was going to lift, I think, the embargo or something like that on Cuba, so the mafia can build casinos in Cuba. They had this huge plan to make to do casinos and shit there.
Yeah.
And then he just completely was like, remember when I promised that? I'm not going to do that. And they were like, and at that time, the mafia ran the fucking country.
They were pretty big and
They
powerful
ran
still.
the country.
Well, they had their thumb on J. Edgar Hoover, who I think was
Because they
still
had-
alive and in charge then.
They had proof that he was gay, and back then that was like,
Persona non grata.
yeah.
End of career.
And so, yeah, dude, they were very powerful.
Yeah.
And fucking Rudy Giuliani came in with his fucking heavy tongue. We're gonna arrest these guys. We're gonna arrest these guys. And yeah, dude, Rudy Giuliani. And then like 30, 40 years later, he's like, I'm gonna buddy up with Trump and get in the White House. How did that fucking end?
I believe we can straighten out things with the election.
I don't like what they're doing with the unions. We're gonna stop that. If anyone's gonna rob the American people, it's gonna be the U.S. government. Yeah, they won. They won.
Yeah.
But hey, freedom. I have the freedom to
Fucking needle right there.
drink cheap beer at a place I don't own.
Yep.
Talk about the stuff that won't change or doesn't matter. And that is fucking America. And boy, can I not wait for that goddamn parade tomorrow.
Goddamn right. You know I'll be there. We got those great spots right on the roof.
Jesus. It's going off without a hitch. I can't wait. I think the mayor's gonna be there. You know, it was funny, that kid who did all that shit, his dad lost for mayor.
Yeah.
And it's like, these fucking, like, this is a rich kid. This kid didn't like have parents who put cigarettes out on him and, you know, sold him in the sex trade. They just didn't hug him enough. Yeah, daddy was on the campaign trail. He wanted to run the cool city of fucking Island Bar. Yeah, boo hoo hoo. Nick, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to warn the American public about?
6, 32, 9, 17, 39. They'll know.
That, yeah, because we're recording this July 3rd. We know the Powerball numbers.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's what it is.
Are you doing a fucking white nationalist dog whistle over here, Nick?
I don't know. Am I?
The proud sponsor of this show, the Proud Boys and Gavin because. Alright, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.